Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Living Well Today with Adele. I'm so happy to have you all here and I'm really pleased to be here today. We've got some really exciting things for the show today and we've got not just one special guest but two, so I'm really excited to get them on board later and introduce themselves to yourself. And so we're bringing to you Living Well Today with Adele, the show that brings you guests and tools that help you to live well today. So I would absolutely love to hear who's online, and so if you wouldn't mind just saying hello and sending some love in the comments, I would love to know who's online just to say hello. And also because the show today, like all of the SPTV live shows, are very interactive, so we like to hear from the viewers, so do send us some love, likes, shares. And I think as well, because this is the second live, it would be really good to try and get this show out there to lots of different people, because it would just benefit so many people if they were given different tools to help with everyday life. So if you feel drawn to share in any groups that you've got, that would be amazing. I'd really appreciate that. But for now, if you just wouldn't mind just commenting and saying hello in the comments. So while we're waiting for the comments to come through, so the show today, we will start off. So in a few moments, I will be introducing Jay and Adrian to the show. So Jay and Adrian are part of the holistic community that I set up from my home. Well, I set it up 18 months ago, but Jay got involved towards the end of last year. And I'm really excited to bring them both onto the show today. So they're both very much into energy healing and finding different tools to help people with everyday life. But I'm going to leave them to share their story with you. So they will be with us for about half an hour. You can ask any questions that you like for them that will help you if you've got any questions about energy healing or any tools with regards to you're after any tools to help you with certain times of the day or certain parts of your life, then do send them in and we will try our best to answer those. So that will be for about half an hour, and then we will end with a meditation with myself. So we will have a lovely meditation for 5 minutes. So it's a pre-recorded meditation, so you'll be able to just relax in your environment, on your sofa or chair, and just the comfort of your own home, just to enjoy that meditation and yeah, just to relax and enjoy. So the reason I'm really passionate about meditation, and the reason I'm really passionate about introducing meditation into the show today, is because this is a key tool that I use with my everyday life to help manage anxiety, to help manage everyday life. And also it's a very key tool for balancing the nervous system. So it's the key tool that I have used to balance my nervous system. So for me, on a physical level, I'm physically healthy and physically well, but there was a period of my life where I was extremely overwhelmed with stress, and it was meditation that helped me to bring a balance. And I realized that what was happening was, although I was physically healthy, mentally, and my nervous system wasn't. My nervous system was out of balance. I was constantly in fight or flight mode. So this is why I want to bring meditation as a core tool for all of you to enjoy. And hello, Christine. So lovely to see you on board, and good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And we've got Bernadette. Good morning to you. I'd love to know where you're all based, actually. I haven't actually mentioned, we've got the lovely Richard as well, the producer that obviously you guys can't see, but he's behind the scenes getting everything, well, allowing you to see what you're seeing now. So, and he's also talks to us often in the ear, which you won't be able to hear. So sending some love to him as well. But yes, thank you. So we've got Carol as well. Good morning, Adele, and everyone. Thank you very much. Lovely to connect with you all. Kelly Marie, hello, hello, hello. I'm loving the sunglasses. Oh, Kitty. Sorry, cats. We've got Carrie Ann, hello. Lovely to connect with you from Canada. Wonderful. Hello. Oh, I do love Canada. Victoria. Hello. Good morning, Richard and Adele from Nicola. Lovely to connect with you. Thank you so much. And Kaylee, good morning, everyone. And I think that's the key thing, is it's, even though you're only seeing me, there's like a whole thing behind the scenes. So it's good. Thank you for that. And hello, Sue B. I'm loving the picture of the, there's that bluebells, I think it is. Hello, Rebecca, right back at you. Lovely to see you again. I recognise your name from last time, so lovely to connect with you again. 6 a.m. in Canada. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for connecting with us still. I can't work out, you were obviously an early bird to be up at 6 a.m. and connecting with us, but it's wonderful to have you here. I went to Canada a few years ago and I loved it. I was only there for a short period, but yeah, it's a beautiful place. So amazing. Okay. So first of all, thank you to everybody that's connected and everyone that's actually online that may not have commented. A big, huge hello to all of you as well. And so I think we are ready to introduce our guests for today. So if you would like to join me with a very warm welcome to the lovely Jay and Adrian and joining us on the show today. Oh, hello, Shelley, joining us for the first time. Special hello to you. And so we're going to do a very warm hello and welcome to Jay and Adrian. So if you'd like to all join me in saying a lovely hello to these two and just showing some love as well. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Sorry, we're just sorting out the mic for Jay, but we can hear Adrian, so hopefully everybody can hear Adrian. And yes, lovely to see you and have you with us on board while Jay's just sorting out her microphone. How are you, Adrian, today?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah,
Good,
thank you so much, Adele. Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm really excited to have you and Jay on board with us this morning.
Technology, right? Technology. We love it, but we also hate it, right? What happened with Disney? Like, nothing ever works, right? With Disney.
Yes. And actually, funny you should say that, because I was having problems with my camera this morning as well. So I think it's just something in the air with technology today. So can we hear Jay now?
No, still can't hear. Maybe she needs to unplug the headset, maybe.
Okay, while Jay's sorting out her microphone. Oh, oh gosh, sorry, I missed a few comments. Kelly, hello from Melbourne, sorry. Good day. I love that. Hello, I recognise you from previous shows, so lovely.
Can you hear me now?
Again.
Hey!
Now, Jay. Yes, we got there in the end.
Thank you guys for your patience.
It's fine. There's obviously something in the air, because I've been having trouble with technology for the past few days, and this morning my camera was not working on my laptop, so
something going on with Mercury, maybe.
Possibly. Mercury retrograde. Yeah.
There's definitely something going on. Okay, fabulous. So thank you so much, both of you, for joining me on the show today. I'm really excited because obviously I know both of you very well. And Jay, I was trying to work out when we connected. It was towards the end of last year, wasn't it? Around then.
Oh gosh, I possibly, yes. I don't know, but yeah, it feels like I've almost always known you, which is really one of those interesting things, isn't it? When your energy connects on the physical level, and you kind of go, hey, I feel that energy from before. And you know, already felt sort of connection, which is awesome. When you feel that in a community, it's amazing.
And that is definitely something that's within the community as a whole, everyone connecting and feeling that long-term connection. Considering up 18 months ago, it's really been in the past year that it's really grown. But those people like yourself, it just feels like you've been there forever. So I'm really excited to have you both on board today. So obviously I know what it is that you do and how you got onto the journey and everything, but I wondered if you'd want to just share a little bit as to both of you. Maybe if you go first, Jay, and then we can go to Adrian, and just a few, just a minute or so, or a few sentences, how you got onto your journey, just so that people can see how you got onto your journey, and then we can sort of take it from there. While Jay and Adrian are doing that, though, if anybody has any questions, because this is very much an interactive show, so we'd love to hear from you. So if you've got any questions for them while we have them on the show, definitely make use of them because they're here for half an hour. So yes, your questions in. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, Richard, can you repeat that? Very good question. So I just realised question answer. I hadn't said what to answer question to ask questions about. So if you have any questions just about well-being, health. So actually, Jay is very much into Reiki and energy healing and crystals, and in fact both of the work that they do is very much about energy as a whole. So Adrian runs workshops about energy and moving from like self-doubt to a higher vibration of feeling. So if you've got any questions about that, then do bring them in. But obviously Jay and Adrian will be able to explain in a lot more detail what it is they do and how they can help yourselves. But yeah, if you've got any questions about how to shift certain energy, or if you've been feeling a certain way and you wanted to shift that, then do share. Before we do that, I just want to say a special hello to Tony from New Zealand. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining and thank you for your comments. Okay, Jay, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Adele. Wow, so my journey into, yes, a spiritual way of living probably started only by 2010 or thereabouts. I just exited a rather unhealthy relationship, which had been a long-term relationship, and I just somehow recall I found affirmations and mantras and meditation around that time, and me through a really trying time in life. I didn't have the groups and things that we do now, but I just felt drawn to mantras and affirmations and meditation, which helped to calm me down, help me to sleep better, and things like that. Then subsequently in 2017, due to another unhealthy relationship breakdown, I discovered Reiki by chance, but we all know nothing happens by chance, right? I was guided very much so to Reiki, and the difference that it made to me at the time was phenomenal. I was in such a dark place. I had a lot of questions as to why I was still here and things like that. And Reiki really helped to keep me on the road, to keep me on the path, and to calm me down, to allow myself to be centered and grounded, to carry on, basically. And since then, I've only continued to grow in my Reiki journey. And for me, it's been most important to share that with other people because of how much it's helped me. So I've gone from being introduced to Reiki in 2017, which is actually 6 years ago, to now being a Reiki master. And really, I love working with Reiki. I do it every day myself. And I work with others with Reiki, and just seeing the difference it makes in me and in others, it's just mind-blowing, really. So that's my little story.
Yeah. And would you say that Reiki is now part of life? You use it as a way of life. It's not just something you might have as a treatment once a month. It's something you do daily on yourself to balance. Yeah.
Absolutely. So because I've gone through attunements for Reiki 1, 2 and 3, I have different ways of working. I do self Reiki twice a day at least, and also, yes, it is a way of life, because I do look at following the Reiki Presets, which again just brings you into the self, brings you into the present, brings you into that moment and grounds you. So it's things, I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but just for today, I'm not going to worry. Just for today, I'll do my best. Just for today, I'll be kind and caring to others. So it brings you really into the present moment and really grounds your energy, which I find really helpful.
So you kind of almost like use those affirmations or mantras that you just said, positive affirmations. It's almost like you use them while you're doing the energy healing and the Reiki on yourself as well. Is that what you were saying?
No, they're just sort of they're the Reiki presets, which are a way of living. So it's all about living in the moment, in the present, and not worrying about the past or the future. I mean, that's taken some doing, because I've been prolifically an overthinker, and I can still have moments of overthinking, but I have the tools now to center and ground myself more effectively, more quickly, and to be able to still get a good night's sleep in spite of any sort of stress and things. I mean, to be honest, my son this morning, he's 13, he's also autistic. I was dropping him off to school, and he said, "Ma, how come you're so like chill and happy all the time?" And I'm like, "Really? That's how you see me? That's so sweet. That's so lovely, you know." And I said, "Well, darling, to be honest, I think it's the Reiki and the crystals." You know, and he said, "Yeah," he said, "You know, I think I might have to change my routine to get more Reiki." My children love it. My children love the Reiki as well, and the crystals. So I'm really really blessed to be passing it on to the next generation as well.
That's amazing. So I like what you've just said there. You've said that you can use it on children. It's a great way if you're doing it yourself. It's feeding down into the family as well. They're learning from you. And you said something else when you were talking, and that was that you do self-healing on yourself. And that's what I love with any form of the energy healing. Once you've given that tool to somebody else, they can do the self-healing and take control of their well-being, which is amazing. So a question has come in, which is a really, really good question, actually. I don't think I've seen this being asked before. So it's from Tony. Thank you for sending this in. The question is, can you teach Reiki online?
So you can teach Reiki online. It is recommended to do attunements in person and one-to-one. And certainly I know that like federations such as the Reiki Association very much go along the lines of you absolutely have to be attuned one-to-one or in person. Online is and has been a very useful tool over the last few years when we haven't been in positions to be able to meet in person. However, yeah, in the most part, if attunements can be done in person, then that is the best way for it to happen. Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jay, for answering that. I think that's perfect. So if anybody has any questions for Jay based on what her story and what she shared already, another one's come in. So let me so this is from Kelly. Hello, Kelly. would you say Reiki is a meditative practice in a way?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Meditation is one of the pillars of Reiki as well, and I use it very much. Again, on a daily basis, I probably meditate 2 or 3 times a day. And yeah, meditation is one of the pillars of Reiki. When I run my Reiki groups or online Reiki, I use meditation as a tool to assist others in focusing and being able to relax whilst listening to my voice, and also sending them Reiki. So, because if someone's lying there and you're doing an online session with them, they might kind of feel strange if it's just silence. So using a meditation can really help them to focus and relax into the Reiki session.
Yes. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So just going back to what you were saying, I know you used to do like Reiki share and meditation sessions in person, but you mentioned the word online. Do you do them online now? Do you do the Reiki shares online, or is it Reiki meditation online?
I do Reiki, so Seth Reiki, I do have that as a possibility to do online as well as in person.
Okay.
And I haven't done it recently, but I have done previously similar sort of meditation groups online.
Yes, fabulous. Thank you, Jay. And so you've had a thank you from Tony as well.
Thank you, Tony, for your question. Really appreciate it.
Fabulous. So actually, Adrian's patiently waiting, bless him. So what I'll do, if anybody's got any other questions, do send them in. But I'm going to just give Adrian a chance just to introduce yourself really, and just share a little bit about your own journey, because I know that it's different to Jay's, but it's also interlinked in a way. Yeah. So I'll hand it to you to share.
Yeah, so hi everybody. It's fantastic to see so many people from so many different countries around the world. It's fantastic. So from Jay and I, we're both very grateful for being here and to speak to you. So yeah, we both work with energy. So you can call us energy workers, energy practitioners. But like any good craftsman, we have many tools in our toolbox, and that's very much how we together as a unit work. We just facilitate energy in slightly different ways. So we equip individuals with those different tools that they can then use for varying different purposes and degrees. So yes, Jay's focus is Reiki. My focus comes more from law of attraction and the process of manifestation. And so what I do is help individuals from that perspective, still using energy, still a form of cleansing work, to help undo any blockages that may be emotional, psychological blockages, any limiting beliefs, anything that's getting in the way of an individual from progressing or feel like that they're progressing in life. Maybe they feel stuck in a particular way of life, a cycle or a pattern keeps repeating, unhealthy relationships or not the right job, or feeling demotivated, devalued in some way. So normally the reason for why these things are happening is because there are blockages that are getting in the way of your flow. And when we flow, when our energy is flowing in a healthy way, in a high vibrational way, then what then happens is 2 things. We align ourselves more with the laws of nature. And so we start spontaneously attracting more good things into our lives. Now, what do we mean by good things? Well, things that we want for ourselves, things that are healthy for ourselves, and the things that we're aspiring to achieve for ourselves. That's what we mean. So what I want for myself might be different to the next person, but what they want for themselves. So this word good, that's what it means. In context, it means whatever is healthy and good for us. My story, my journey, spiritual journey, my gosh, I mean, we're all on a spiritual journey, really, aren't we? It's just a question of our awareness to that journey. And I think that probably the everyday person, this word spirituality, sometimes we've got to be careful about that word, because that in itself can be a barrier to these ways of living. And it is a way of living. It's about embracing these tools on an everyday basis. But everyday people, they see the word spiritual and make this assumption that it's all about the religious and it's all about God and things like that. I'm spiritual, but I don't consider myself to be religious at all. Spiritual is something about working on the self and improving the self from the inwards outward. So there's this misconception about what spiritualism means. So my journey, my awareness happened after. I was suffering with anxiety and depression for 2 decades. It was the result of being really badly bullied at secondary school. It really took a grip on my life. It had an impact on my relationships, on my work. I couldn't get out of bed every day. I was demotivated. My energy was just completely depleted. I missed the passing of my father. So for quite a while, I held on to a lot of grief and regret about that. And 2 things happened, sort of related and around about the same sort of time. I went for a low blood pressure test at a hospital in central London, and the technician that was setting me up to all the tubes and things, we was having a conversation about this, and he was saying, "You're a young man, why are you here? I get people that are in their older ages here for blood tests. What are you doing here?" sort of thing. And I explained to him I was stuck in this cycle, and he asked me a very powerful question. He said, "When was the last time you forgave yourself for putting yourself through what you're going through?" And it was a powerful question. Never been asked that before in my life. And after a few minutes, I started blubbering like a baby, and I just felt like this huge release. It felt like a huge weight had been lifted all of a sudden. At the same time, I started CBT. I've been on countless CBT programs. Never worked for me. I was very skeptical about it. On and off antidepressants. None of that was working. It was making the situation worse for me. So I took one throw at the dice, one last time with CBT. She was a trainee counsellor. And after a few sessions talking to me, I arrived for one of the sessions. I'll remember it forever. She was so excited to see me. I've worked you out. I've worked out what's going on. I've sussed it. It's like, oh wow, okay, that's freaky. And she drew out on a piece of paper the infinity. She drew a big piece of paper, and at the infinity loop, that's what she drew out on the paper. And on one side she put anxiety, and the other side depression. And she explained to me what was happening was this flow between these 2 states, and that was just completely eye-opening for me. That was my second kind of awakening, if you like, moment. And that then led me on to the path of law of attraction, learning more about flow states, learning more about traditional Chinese medicine. It took me down that path, and learning about the 5 elements and Qi energy. Pranayama, it led me to Buddhism, and I aligned myself with Buddhist practice. And then eventually I went on to do certificates and qualifications. I'm a certified law of attraction coach, life coach, and energy work coach. And so what I do now is all the tools, all the things that I've used on myself, very much goes into how I help and assist other people. And I think that's both for the both of us, really. We put a lot of our own experiences into how we help individuals.
So from what you're saying then, from what I'm hearing from your journey, thank you for sharing that to start with, because I can tell that there's a lot of really personal information that you've shared there, but it's kind of sharing your journey as to like where you've come from. So you were saying you were in this like cycle of depression and anxiety, and then you've sort of moved from that place of that cycle to now moving into like the law of attractions and changing almost like your state of mind and what you're thinking and where you are and stuff.
So there's a couple of things to say about that. So with law of attraction, one of the first things that we learn in law of attraction is that everything begins with thought, and also everything is energy. So science proves this. Everything is made of energy. You break things down to its most basic element. Everything is made up of neurons and protons. And what that does is it creates an intrinsic link between us as subjects and the universe, the Almighty, if you like. And what that means is that we have, whether we choose to see this, whether we see this or not, we have a deep relationship with the universe. And the process of manifesting is happening all of the time, whether we see it, whether we're aware of it or not. So we're attracting things into our lives. You may be thinking of somebody's popped into your head, and then all of a sudden you'll get a phone call from them or a message or an email. You'll be experiencing something, you'll be visualizing something, and then you'll have a feeling of deja vu. Oh my gosh, I've been here before. So the process of manifesting is happening all the time, and what determines the state and the condition of that is how we are projecting outwardly that vibration, that flow. And this is what I was saying about the energy flow, whether it's negative or positive, determines what we attract back to us in our lives. Negative attracts negative, positive attracts positive. So if you're in that lower vibration state, that lower frequency, if your life is at that lower level, then you'll be stuck in those cycles and you'll just be attracting more of that same thing. Sure. Whereas if we can lift ourselves out of that vibrational state, out of that low state and into a higher state, then that's where the real magic gets to happen. And everything happens so spontaneously, fluidly, effortlessly, and the things that you want in your life, well, it will happen. It will happen for you.
So I can see a few questions have come in that I do want to address if we can, because they're actually for you and for you sharing your journey. So there's been a few people that have been really appreciative, first of all, for you sharing your journey and saying that it's been really powerful. So it sounds like the words that you've spoken have been really helping them, because obviously they're probably going through maybe a similar thing. So it's just hearing someone else with those words. You mentioned about moving from a lower vibration to a higher vibration.
Yeah.
What is your main tool, in just a few words or a few sentences? What's your main tool of moving to that high vibration? And then I will come to the questions. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sure.
Give people tools and how they can kind of get out of that state if they're stuck in it.
So in terms of tools, two main things.
Yeah.
Gratitude,
okay.
Being grateful for what you have already.
Yeah. That's a very powerful,
and that's not always easy when you're in that low state. It's not easy. Trust me, been there, done that. But you've always got something to be grateful for. You've always got something to be grateful for. The sun rising, the air we're breathing, waking up in the morning, the family, the friends that we have in our lives, it's not easy to be grateful, but you can always find something to be grateful for.
So we've got gratitude.
We've got gratitude. The other thing that I practice, and it's the same with Jay, is meditation. So I meditate every day. I do energy work every day. I keep a gratitude journal.
on yourself as well, energy healing, kind of like self-love?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. Because for us to be able to be efficient, effective practitioners to help other people, we really need to be practicing that on ourselves. And we are our own best student, if you like, where we could sometimes be a bit critical to ourselves as well. But actually, that's a good thing, because that's feedback. And that shows us how we can perfect our practice. So if we didn't do that on ourselves, how can we help other people?
Yeah. So you said, so it would be the gratitude and also like the meditation, having the self-love and compassion. But also I was thinking, leading on to that and the energy work, there's also an element of, if we're feeling anxious and depressed and in that low vibe, it's, if we resist it, it can make it worse. It's almost like having that self-love and compassion of, okay, this is how I'm feeling today, and it's okay to feel like this, and having that love and compassion as well for where we are at the moment. But yeah, like you were saying, using the different tools to kind of,
when you have resistance, you create friction. And so
I just wanted to remind the viewers, when
you let go, when you release the resistance, then everything flows, and thoughts, emotions, even physical sensations, they don't last. They're not permanent. They're temporary. Thoughts are temporary. Emotions are temporary. So this is the thing. When you are in that anxious moment, when you're having, so with me, it was generalized anxiety disorder. So every day I was having a panic attack. Every single day, every moment of the day, I was having an anxiety attack. And what helped get me through it when I was discovering law of attraction was actually just ride with it, to go with it. Because the more we try to resist it, the more we try to fight it, then the heavier it becomes, the grip becomes tighter, and then it is prolonged. It's not permanent, still not permanent, but it prolongs it. If you let it go, if you breathe, if you visualize, that's another good tool, is visualization. If you visualize actually coming out of that state, visualizing the flow, visualizing whatever it is that you want to be, peaceful in that moment, peaceful, still, not anxious. You visualize that, focus on the breath. All of those things will help with the flow, and it will just allow you to learn the art of acceptance. And then you could be still and let it go.
I like what you were saying there with regards to, obviously, thank you again for being honest about how often you were having the anxiety attacks and everything. But it sounds like where you were saying that once you were able to accept and just be with it and allow it to flow, I think that is really key, like you're saying. So I'm just going to come to a few questions. We've got Shelley here. I'm not sure if there's a question or more of a, I'm going to read it out anyway. So it's got, I've tried this CBT program years ago and it didn't work for me. Have been advised to go again, just not sure. All similar reasons you shared to why I'm in this state of mind. So she's sharing your journey.
CBT has a place. Okay. CBT has a place. I think it's important to say that. CBT works for some and it doesn't work for others. Sometimes you have to go through it several rounds before you actually find the right counsellor. And that was certainly my experience. It was like the 4th or 5th attempt at CBT before I reached the trainee counsellor. And she was absolutely fantastic. She got right to the root of what was going on and visualized it in a way for me that just changed my life. Really, really did. So CBT is not for everybody. It has a place, but I think that you have to go through, if it's something that you want to, if you see the benefit of it and the good of it and you feel that it's going to work for you, then it may take several attempts before you actually get to the result that you want. But I totally relate to what Shirley is saying. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, you got to keep working at it. Another thing with law of attraction is we say ask, believe, receive. We also have to take aligned action, and that certainly applies in this case. For CBT to work, you also have to take aligned action as well.
Can I just interject slightly as well? Is that okay? Just to say, I also, I was also offered counselling quite a few years ago, and because the lists were so long and I got lost off the lists and things like that, I ended up getting CBT. And when I met the counsellor, the second counsellor, because the first one went off sick after I'd had a few sessions with her, the second one that I met, she said to me categorically, "You don't need CBT, you need talk therapy."
Right.
So in terms of counselling and therapy, of course, I think it does have its place, but it's understanding which type of counselling is actually going to be better for you as a person. So the CBT counsellor, she still stuck with me because she understood that I needed talk therapy, and she actually said to me one thing which has stuck with me and has changed my life in a way, is that you must put yourself first. You know, over and above your children, over and above your family, your partner, everyone, you must put yourself first. And in putting yourself first, you give everyone else a better chance as well, even your children, your partner, everything, you know. But also in respect of counselling therapies, which do absolutely have their place, you can also balance that with holistic treatment, with energy work, so they can complement each other. They're not exclusive. So you can have your CBT therapy sessions or your talk therapy sessions, and also be working with an energy worker, energy healer, and they can complement each other. So
Yes.
just building on what Jay is saying there as well, CBT likes to unpick things. It likes to go back to unpick things, to work on why we behave and act a certain way. With energy work, we do the unpicking, but we don't do it in such a blatant way. We're not really too focused about what that thing was that caused that trigger in the first place. What was that underlying thing, and then start, decoding it. Because what's actually more important in energy work is the release.
Yes.
And it might take several attempts to get the release. And at the end of the day, what we're describing here is stress. We've accumulated stress somewhere in the physical body, in the mind, in the emotion, in the energy, and it's just accumulated as this big ball of string. And so each time you do energy work, you're pulling at a thread of that piece of string until eventually you get a bit more of it out and a bit more of it out. And then eventually the more work you do on it, and it just pops out and it's gone. And there's the stress release. And so it frees up, it provides us with capacity to then cope with and to deal with so much more. And then we can start attracting more good things into life.
Yeah, and we must remember to refill that with
got to refill it.
Positivity, affirmations, mantras, meditation, because once you release that, it leaves a gap for something to come back in. We don't want the bad stuff to come back in. We want to refill it with the good stuff.
Yeah, I think that was so beautifully put. So thank you both of you for talking through that. So I just want to say thank you, Shelley, for your question, because I know that we'd answered it, but so I just wanted to say thank you for answering that question for Adrian a little while ago. And then there was somebody called Tony who wrote a comment to say she was relating to what you were saying, Adrian, and it was really helping her. I can't remember if there was a question there. Oh, here we go. I relate so much to what you're saying. I'm doing it all now. Fabulous. I'm really pleased that this conversation is really helping you. Tony said that. That's fabulous. Richard, can we go back to the question that was there a minute ago? Because I think this would be for Nicola. This is perfect, because Nicola's saying, I've recently been looking into law of attraction. It's so hard to try and change your mindset. I'm only good at manifesting bad qualities. So Adrian, do you have anything that you wish to share with Nicola? Maybe some tools or some advice, or just how to move forward?
So the key word that is out of that whole sentence that sticks out for me is the word, Jay knows what I'm going to say straight away. It's the word try. The word try. Okay. So with law of attraction, with meditating, whenever we do any kind of conscious work, that's what meditating is. It's conscious work. Energy work is on the fabric of consciousness, right? So we're all made of energy, but where does that energy come from? It comes from consciousness. Now let's get really deep into the subject, right? When we do all of this work, there's no try. There's no try. It's effortless. So if we meditate, we just sit and close the eyes. It's simple as that. If it's a guided meditation, all we need to do is listen. When we do the energy work, we're focusing on the inside. We're focusing on the cleansing. We're focusing on the release. We're not really doing anything. We're not trying too hard. Because again, there's the resistance. When you try something, if something doesn't want to be released, and it sounds like that's what's happening in this case, there's an underlying resistance that hasn't yet been addressed. That could be a lack of belief. It could be a trauma of some kind from the past, that it's a mindset of some sort that's established there. It's a limiting mindset. And so there's an element of disbelief that this can work for me. And so there's the cycle, right? Okay. Whereas if we just give this a go, and if we're grateful for what we have, and we start to show and express that gratitude outwardly, there's no trying with that at all. Things start to change, and then you start to see these small, subtle shifts and manifestations happening. So let go. It comes back to that again. Let go of the trying and the effort.
So what I'm hearing from you as well is also an element of awareness. So it's like when we have that awareness of how we're feeling in the body, we're feeling quite heavy in the body, having that awareness to then sit with that in a meditation, to do energy work, to shift the feeling from that low mood, even if it's going to have a dance or going for a walk or going in nature or doing gardening or whatever lights up the soul of the person. It's just, I suppose, if we're constantly doing or constantly stuck in this, because I can have that habit of being stuck in my thoughts, which can make me feel quite low and depressed. And then when I'm having that awareness of, oh gosh, I feel really heavy in my body today. Well, I haven't danced. I haven't done any of those things that top me up. I've just been constantly thinking I need to achieve or whatever it might be. So, and that goes hand in hand with what you're saying with the law of attraction, because there's one thing doing a dream board, but if your energy is heavy or your energy isn't matching the dream board, it's not going to attract, is it? So it's interesting what you're saying, because it sounds like what you teach is not just the dream board or what you want, it's about your energy and being in alignment with it, in alignment.
Right.
Yeah.
You could do a mood board as much as you like. If you don't believe it, and if you're not actually in feeling it, if you're not feeling it, then the universe is listening to that. There's no grey area in the universe, right? It's either black or white, it's positive or negative, it's good or bad, it's this or this, right? The universe, it's like with this frustration, oh, why can't I do this? Why do I keep having that? Well, the universe is listening to the resonance. It's reacting to that projection that you're putting out, which is frustration. And that's what it's going to respond to. So it's just going to give you more of the same thing. Whereas, oh my gosh, I am just abundantly supplied for, and I'm abundantly provided for, and everything is well and good. That's a totally different mindset. The universe has no choice but to give you more of the same.
That's interesting. Thank you so much for explaining that. And yeah, I feel like you've both shared some really wise words, and it sounds like the viewers have really been able to relate to what you've been saying, which is fantastic. I could just hear that Richard was just trying to talk to me, so just bear with me while I let him. Right, we're just going to have a little break and then we'll be back for a meditation. But actually, what we do is, this is the part where Jay and Adrian will say goodbye to us, but not yet. Okay, no, I'm jumping the gun. Okay, bear with me. Right, commercial break, and then we'll be back with Jay and Adrian.
Join us at the Bognor Regis Spiritualist Centre for a captivating mediumship demonstration on Saturday the 11th November from 7:30 p.m. Experience an evening of connection with the spiritual realms, featuring the talents of Bill Hughes, David Hale and Caroline Johnston. For more information and to book tickets, please visit bognorspiritualistcentre.co.uk.
The SPTV Divine Guidance Oracle Pack, a unique blend of inspiration and artistic beauty. Our captivating set of 78 cards combines the power of ancient archetypes, celestial guidance, and the essence of life itself to provide you with a unique tool for self-discovery, clarity, and transformation, all lovingly housed within an exclusive rigid box. The pack includes a booklet that delves into every card in detail, some of which carry dual meanings for deeper interpretation. The booklet also features 8 distinctive card spread layouts. Among these treasures, you'll discover 22 major arcana, 9 main archangels, 4 elements, and 40 life cards, each a work of art, radiating beauty and delivering profound messages that resonate deeply within your being. The SPTV Divine Guidance Pack, where beauty meets enlightenment. Pre-order today and unlock the extraordinary wisdom that awaits you. To be among the pioneers in experiencing our forthcoming collection and to reserve your pack in advance, as well as to access more details, including a sample audio description, kindly visit sptv.uk/cards.
Being Spiritual with Ashley Robinson. The show starts from 8 p.m. tonight. Ashley offers his own insight to spiritualism and the philosophy behind it, along with answering your questions. Tomorrow night from 8 p.m., SPTV is joined by another guest who will be demonstrating their mediumship abilities by offering free readings to our viewers.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our show. So just been having a really interesting conversation with Richard, and it appears that there's quite a few questions that you guys have for Jay and Adrian, which is amazing. I think when he last counted there was about 9 questions, so we're going to try and get through as many of them as we can. Obviously we may not get through to all of them, but any that we don't get through to, Jay and Adrian will then be able to go into the replay and respond to your questions, but we're going to try and do as many as we can live. So here we go. So we've got one from Ernest. So you've got Eunice, sorry, I do apologise, Eunice. So you've got, do you believe, as I do, that talking to somebody helps to bring it out of your inner self and therefore helps you to deal with things? Just a start. So I feel like this might be for you, Adrian, because it feels like it's linked to like the CBT that you were talking. Oh no, actually I don't. I'll leave it between you and Jay, because Jay, you were talking a little bit about CBT, weren't you? And you were talking a little bit about the talk therapy. So would it be worth giving you that question?
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely, Adele. So I do believe that it's important to talk to people. I do believe that each one of us should have at least someone that we can speak to, whether that's on a professional or personal basis. That in itself can make such a big difference, you know. As a practitioner, as a coach, my number one key goal really is to listen to what the person needs. And it's not necessarily always what they say, it can be in their energy as well. But it's giving them that space,
okay,
to talk, to get things off their chest, because that in itself can really help lighten the load.
Sure. So just to highlight what you just said there, so if somebody came to you for an energy healing session, you give them the space to talk at the start, because you see the power of what can come out and how healing it can be just for somebody to voice and talk about what is going on for them. That's what
absolutely. I mean, I'm more than happy, and I think both of us are, to listen, because that is very, very key. I've always in my life, even as a child, as a teenager, people have always come to talk to me about stuff. I might not know them very well, but seemingly, they're always drawn to talk to me. And I'm more than happy to always listen. And if I can help, then I will. But half of the battle, if you will, is then being able to talk, to project, to get that out of their energy system. It's a form of release. Anything that comes out of your physical body is also an energetic release. So if that's words, if that's yawning, if that's crying, it's all an energetic release, and that relieves your physical body, it relieves your energetic body as well. So yeah, absolutely.
And actually, it's interesting you say that, because I'm noticing, especially in this over the past year, maybe 2 years, there's more and more women's circles coming about. So like 5 years ago, it wasn't that popular, whereas now it's becoming more and more popular, because we're starting to realise within the world of those that are on that self-awareness journey, how powerful it is to talk in a group. So I used to run women's circles, and I remember the power of holding that space and just people being able to speak without any judgment, without any need to fix. It was just giving them the space to speak, and it was so powerful and so healing. So yes, fabulous.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, in my meditation groups, which you've attended, we do have that time of reflection, and a lot of the time it'll bring up things that have been going on in that week or the last couple of weeks with individuals, and they'll feel that in that safe space they're able to share that and relate it to also what we've just talked about. So sometimes actually the meditation or the mantras and things like that will stir up stuff and allow them the space to express what they have been experiencing recently, and to release that.
Thank you so much, Jay, and thank you so much for the question as well, because that sparked a very good conversation and a prompt. So thank you for that. Fabulous. Richard, did you have? Because I know you had like a backlog. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Absolutely. And then when they give you that first smile in ages, is wonderful.
Another thing that's was really good is hugging. I think it's something that's very underrated. So when you are listening to someone, if you feel so inclined, I think you should give them a hug as well, because in this day and age, a lot of people, even since the last few years, people are a bit more closed off to these things. But actually, it's a lot what a lot of people need. Is that human touch as well?
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Thank you, Jay. Oh gosh, I know Vicky had a question on there. A minute ago, sorry, it just. Oh, okay. So we've got Kelly. Do you believe in fate? So this is for Adrian. I do, but I feel like whatever happens between those pit stops is entirely up to us to create.
Interesting. So I personally don't believe in coincidences. I believe that things happen for a reason and within divine timing. And that is normally a result of what we've been talking about with the projection and what we receive back. So if we're projecting outwardly a certain quality, then inevitably that's what we receive back in our lives. So it's an interesting question. It's quite a deep question, isn't it? I think if you believe that coincidences happen, then, and this is just my opinion, and I'm sorry if this upsets anybody, but I believe that you're living in a limited way, and in a limited belief spectrum, because there's an infinite number of possibilities to things, and yes, we are affecting what happens in our lives, for sure. The things that we do, the way that we act, the way that we behave, it has, cause and effect, for sure. But it goes back to what I was saying. It depends on the quality of the intention behind it. And so if the intention is one of harm for the self or of others, or it's not pure, it's not beneficial, it's not helpful, then what we are doing is creating harm.
Okay.
And so, when we see life as synchronicities, then we see that actually there's possibilities, there's opportunities for us, and any one of those possibilities is open to us.
Right.
I hope that answers the question.
It does for me. So yeah, it'd be great to hear your feedback, Kelly. I hope that's answered your question.
It's a great question though, Kelly. Thank you.
It was a very good question. Yes,
yeah.
It did. Yeah.
I think it also touches on that aligned action that you talk about as well.
Yeah. Aligned action, ask, believe, receive is the formula. That's the secret. It's the secret formula to law of attraction. Everybody, ask, believe, receive. But there's a little bit more to that formula, and that is that we need to take aligned action. So we ask, we project out. What Jay was saying, we project out. So we ask the universe for whatever it is that we're looking for. We believe it. We believe it. We believe that it will happen.
Yeah.
We visualize it.
Okay.
We visualize as if it's actually there and it's real, but we have that thing. We're grateful as well in that process, and then we receive. But in the process of receiving, we take aligned action, because we can't always just sit around and waiting for that thing to happen. It's not in the realms of impossibilities, right? It could still happen, but the probability of it happening, whatever it is that we're trying to cultivate and manifest, if we just sit there and sit and wait, well, the probability of it happening is very, very low. So we have to take aligned action, and also let go. We need to let go when we've asked for it, when we've projected it and we believe it. Part of that attraction of reward, that receiving, is also that we let it go. And it goes back to what we were saying before, of allowing things to flow, not let friction be in the way, not let resistances get in the way. We just allow the process. We believe in the process, and the process will work in our favour, and we receive.
Fabulous. Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, I think that like you said, that was a really good question. I think you explained it perfectly. So thank you. And thank you to Kelly for the question in the first place. So hopefully that's answered your question. We've got one from Victoria now, which says, there's a response from Kelly. So I'm just going to, here we go. So from Kelly, I do believe there are reasons behind what happens, even perceived awful things. Thank you for answering. Fabulous. Thank you, Kelly. And thank you, Adrian, for answering that so clearly as well. So Victoria, we've got now, you both know Victoria as well very well.
Hi, Victoria.
I'll leave you to say hello.
Hey, lovely.
So Victoria's saying, what's the best way to start attracting positivity into your life for somebody starting out? That's a brilliant question, Victoria. Thank you so much. So who wants to answer that? That's a good one.
Either one of us can answer that.
You go for it. That's fine. You go.
Okay. I think we've already touched on this. It's the gratitude. I think that's the starting point, really. It is being gratitude. It is being grateful, because I think gratitude is one of these underrated tools, really, because it's so powerful. It changes everything. It really lifts the vibration. It changes the mindset. It puts you in a different headspace. And when you're grateful from the heart, when you lead from the heart, you're approaching life in such a different way. So I think by starting with showing and expressing gratitude, it's a great start to that journey. It's a great start. I also teach a program called Foundations of Spiritual Growth, and it looks at 8 key components that need to be sort of worked on, if you like, to help with that building on the foundation of your journey. And one of the very first things that we actually work on is acceptance, and being accepting of where we've come from, who we are, what we've been through, whether it's good or bad, and accepting the way that things are. You know, it's a good starting point, and then that provides a really good foundation for that gratitude. And the two go hand in hand, because then with practicing acceptance and gratitude, you're also learning to practice to be present, to be still, to be patient as well, because we want things. We live in a fast world. We want things now. Why can't I get this thing now? You know, and that's cultural influences, media influences, and things like that that's affecting that, that's conditioning us to be like that. So gratitude slows that down, and acceptance learns us also to practice patience and to be more present.
I think that's so beautifully put. Thank you, Adrian. And actually, that prompts me to ask, because you mentioned about a workshop that you run, and I was going to ask you, can people work one-on-one with you on this stuff, or is it all done through workshops?
We both work with people one-to-one, and we deliver workshops as well. We deliver in person as well as online. So Jay's got the meditation group that she runs, and a Reiki share group in the local area. We've got our online workshops as well, our energy and motion workshops. But yes, we both work with individuals on a one-to-one basis as well as group. Yeah.
So I was referring to the law of attraction stuff, because I know with the law, because I know obviously Jay spoke about doing the one-on-one stuff with the energy healing and the group meditation stuff, but it's more the law of attraction stuff. So if somebody wanted to really pin down what is going on for them with regards to why they're not attracting what they're hoping to, can they work one-on-one with you about the law of attraction stuff, or is that?
Yeah, absolutely.
They can. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, just so I'm clear.
No, sorry. So I've created a program called the Active Resonance Technique. It was previously known as 3 steps, because it's simply 3 steps. It's a 3-step process to help with the cleansing, the releasing, the unblocking. First of all, we need to identify. We need to reveal within ourselves what it is that is the barrier. Now, I said earlier that energy work doesn't focus too much on that. That's true. But we need to have a sense of an awareness of what that barrier is, or what that limitation is, to be able to address it and release it, which is that second step. So we release the energy or the barrier, whatever it is, the distance around that, so we can de-stress, we pull those cords, and then we refill with what is more positive, more helpful, more healthy energy. And the more that we practice that, the more we get to cleanse ourselves of that stress, or those stresses that have accumulated that I described earlier, and we put ourselves in that higher vibrational state, so we're more aligned with the laws of nature and the universe. We start attracting more spontaneously. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you as well, Victoria. I saw that you'd responded, sharing your thanks to Adrian and to Jay. So thank you for that. I just want to double check, Richard, are we making this the last one, or was there a few more questions? Okay, this one, yeah? Okay, So, so the question is, what if somebody falls ill or disabled? Do you believe this was meant to be? So that's say that again. Sorry. Oh, Cheryl. Okay, fabulous. So this question's from Cheryl. So it is, what if somebody falls ill or disabled? What do you believe this was meant to be? Do you believe this was meant to be? From Cheryl. So I'm not, Jay or Adrian, who would you like?
I mean, I'm happy to start off on this one.
To start it.
It's
maybe both of you can add your own piece. Yeah, let's do that.
It's a very tough one, I have to say. It is a tough one because you know, no one likes to think that the very worst of things is meant to be. As one of the other commenters, one of the other listeners mentioned, even the seemingly horrendous things that happen are meant to be. Now, when it comes to illness or disability, it can be the case that, again, there's a blockage in your energy. In your energy body, you've got a certain level of stress, which is creating a dis-ease within your energy body. And to be able to release that, again, you know, you can work with energy to be able to release that stress, which is creating those issues, those diseases within the physical body as well. So the physical body and the energetic body are intrinsically linked. So there are many books about the subject as well, the anatomical relation to your energy body. And it really depends also on what that illness is or what that disability is as to how or where that energy might be stuck. It's not something that I've personally deeply studied. However, I know myself, if I have an illness as such, like a cold, you know, so it's a, you know, topical illness, quite often that's related to me feeling sadness or grief that comes from my heart, which affects my bronchial system. Okay, and so when I'm able to release that and let it go and fill with some nice positive energy, I feel a lot better. Very, very rarely, actually, I'm actually ill. I mean, if you're talking also about tragedies and things happening, are they meant to be? You know, I do believe so. I do believe so because, and this is on a personal level, I do believe so because it will change the direction of our lives. And you may feel that it's for the worst. At that time, you may feel like you want the ground to absolutely swallow you up. You might not want to carry on, but actually, it's just it's a blockage in the road that you see, but it's actually more of a diversion to something else, something normally greater, and it's usually, I feel, a redirection from the universe in protecting us in a way and guiding us in a different direction. Personally, again, when I talked about my my first sort of start of my spiritual journey in 2010, the partner that I was with, it was a very unhealthy relationship, and I found it very difficult to exit that relationship. So much so, I'd given up trying to leave, and the universe kind of came along and took him kind of out of the equation, so to speak. Don't worry, he's still alive, but you know, he was removed from my life at that time, and I was pregnant, and I had a 3-year-old, and I thought, how in the world am I going to cope? How am I going to survive? And that's where I ended up turning to mantras, affirmations, and meditation. Maybe not quite as actively as I do now, but it's a couple of things that came to me at that time, and one of them was, everything happens for a reason. And there's much more to that quote. And that was my lifeline at that time. So it's something that I really, truly believe on a personal level.
Thank you, Jay, for answering that so well. And actually, it comes back to the response that's just come back to you, which is both of you for attempting to answer such a difficult question. I think that you did perfectly with answering it, but also sharing your own story with that as well. So the end of the comment is, I just always question which challenge. Hold on,
It's just always a question, which is my belief. Absolutely, absolutely, because no one wants to think that the worst things are happening for a reason. It's like people want to feel like the worst things are happening because it's out of their control. And actually, sometimes it is the case of being out of your control because the universe is looking out for you in a different way. It's looking out for you in a way that you wouldn't ever imagine, being able to cope, being able to do things, and in being able to accept. And so we go back to acceptance, is accepting that even when these catastrophic things happen, that there is a reason for it. And actually, it's okay. You sit with it and you accept it, and you cry and you go to bed for a day, but then you get up, and little by little you find the things that help you to live again and to progress, you know, because it's not you know, it's not like a light switch. You're not gonna go through some life-changing experiences and then go, oh hey, it's all right, you know, it was meant to happen. You know, it's a gradual process, and I think having the tools that we do now does make that process a lot easier than it did for me, say, 13 years ago, you know. But you know, I still sometimes have days where I think, I've got so many things to do, I actually just want to ignore it all and go back to bed for a bit. And you know what? Sometimes that's the best thing to do, and then you can get up and tackle it afresh. So you've got to listen to both your physical body and your energetic body when you're going through trauma, or when you're going even through daily life, because that can be quite traumatic in itself, right? So I'm releasing that stress in whatever way works for you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Jay. And thank you to everybody that's answered any questions. So I know that there are a few questions that we haven't got round to, which Jay and Adrian are going to go back through the comments and just make sure that they haven't missed anyone. But also I wanted to say that if you do have a question and you haven't put it in the comments, still do that, because even though we are they're going to be leaving us shortly soon, they can still get back, they can still come round to the comments in the live show and in the replay and come and answer your questions. So still ask any questions that you might have. It looks like we've got one. Richard, am I right in thinking you just want us to do one more? Is that right? Oh, feedback. Okay, cool. Sorry, fabulous. Okay. So, Nolene,
I could be here all day, folks.
Yeah.
I just got to plug in my laptop.
Like I might need to get you both back, because I've got both of you, so it's kind of like there's more questions coming on. So it's kind of, yeah, I feel like if I have you both again, we might need an extended
we
session.
would gladly come back, Adele, and we would gladly come back to help your listeners. Absolutely.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
because Richard's just talking to us in the earpiece. Richard, am I okay to share what you just said? Okay. So what Richard just said was about getting the three of us together and doing a separate, did you say VIP piece via Zoom? Oh, via Zoom. Oh, that would be a lovely thing for the viewers. So that would be a really, so watch this space, because it sounds like Richard wants to do something via Zoom for the three of us. So that would be lovely. Right. Yes, it sounds like everyone's up for that. So
sounds amazing. Thank you. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yes, so loving all of the comments. So Victoria, what an amazing conversation. Thank you guys. Really interesting to listen to you both. Fabulous. And yet they're all coming through now. Great conversation. Really important topics. And yes, you're very right. And I think that's the thing, because there's two coming in, both specialists in their own areas, not little, big areas. So much wisdom to share. So yeah, I'm loving all of these comments coming through, which Jay and Adrian can see. And yeah, you can connect with both of them outside of this. So just to highlight, Richard is going to put links in I think they're already there actually on Facebook, so you can connect with Jane and Adrian, and also they're going to respond to your comments as well. Rebecca, you've asked where are we based? So we're based in Surrey in the UK. So I'm Frimley based, Camberley based, and Jay is very close. Did you want to share where you're based? And Adrian, you can share as well, because you're slightly further afield, aren't you? Yeah.
So I'm in Windlesham, near Bagshot, Ascot area, so sort of Surrey, Berkshire borders, and my meditation group is in Englefield Green. And Adrian?
And I'm a little further away. I'm on the south coast. I'm in Kent. I'm in Broadstairs in Kent, in the UK. Just to go back to the earlier question about how we help people, we've obviously got listeners here that are from far afield. Goes back to what I was saying before. We can facilitate one-to-one and group provisions online. A lot of what I do actually is online and through Zoom on one-to-one. So if there are individuals that do want that extra support, then we can cater that. We can provide that for sure.
Absolutely. We do work on an international basis as well. I think we only can't currently work with clients in the US at the moment, but if we did have inquiries from the US, then we'd be able to facilitate that. We just need to get a slightly different insurance, just to be on the practical side.
Jay and Adrian, I just want to double check. Do you still do your Tuesday lives? Do you still do them? Tea time lives? You used to do them, didn't you?
We still are doing them, but we've had a little bit of a hiatus because, summer holidays came round, and then there was lots of things on the calendar that got in the way. So it's been on a hiatus over the last few weeks, but yes, we very much will still be doing them. We're planning on resuming them soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We had summer holidays, and that rolled into getting everyone into school, which rolled into birthday season. And so my children had big birthdays, I had a big birthday, so it's just been a bit busy. And also we've had our one-to-one clients as well, so that's taken a bit of a peak too. So it's just keeping everything sort of spinning. So unfortunately, some of the aspects of our social media have fallen a little by the wayside, but we would definitely be back.
Perfect. And so people can connect with you through your Facebook, but I just wanted to double check that that's still going on, because that's obviously another really good way for the viewers to connect with you, and because you used to run them weekly, so whenever they're up and running again, people can connect with you through those tea time lives, which are in the evening.
Absolutely.
Tuesday.
And if people also sign up to our newsletter, they can also get access to our private group as well. We've got a growing private community as well on our Synergy and Flow group on Facebook.
Fabulous.
we run a live on there on Sundays. I think it's once a month that we do lives there as well, which is just like a check-in, and it's very informal. We're both together, and we also, similar to this, answer questions and help people do card pulls, things like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, if you do subscribe to our newsletter, there are currently 2 free meditations on there. So if you're new to meditation and you'd like to take advantage of getting a couple of free meditations, then that's a great place to start.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jay and Adrian. And also there's been quite a few comments coming in. So I can see Janine. Hello, Janine. I saw you leave.
Hi, Janine.
Hey, lovely.
Big hello to you. I recognise the picture. It's lovely to see you on board, and you said well done everyone and totally awesome. So it was good to see you come up. So thank you everybody that's joined. I think I just want to check with Richard. Are we still going to go towards the end with the meditation, the recorded meditation? Yeah. Fabulous. So what I'm going to do then, so this is the point where we say goodbye to Jay and Adrian, but just for now, because it sounds like Richard wants us to do a VIP round, which would be amazing. And like I was saying, everybody can connect with them after this show, which is fantastic. But we are going to move on to a little recording that I've done for a meditation. It's just literally a 5-minute meditation. So it'd just be a beautiful way to end the show. And then I'll come back with just people to answer any questions, and we can just for sort of 5-10 minutes see how people found that meditation, and then we can we can end the show for today. But it sounds like it's been well, it has been, not sounds like, it has been a really good show. And thank you, Jay and Adrian, for just answering all of the questions, and everyone for your questions as well. You've made it really interactive.
Yeah, thank you everyone so for your time and for giving us this opportunity. We really look forward to coming back again and to working with you all again soon.
Fabulous.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, Adele. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Just checking, Richard, are you ready for the... Fabulous. So I think we're going to go on to the meditation now, but thank you so much, Jay and Adrian.
Thanks,
See you
Adele.
again soon.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
See you soon, lovely.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so just begin by getting nice and comfortable. So I invite you to just start to become aware of your breath, just noticing breathing in and out. And if you haven't done so already, just allow your eyes to close gently, just allowing your awareness to drop into the body. We're just going to take a few exactly as it is in this moment. So accepting how you are feeling in this moment fully. And as you breathe softly and gently in, you can repeat inhale as you breathe in, and exhale as you breathe out. And do this a few more times, breathing in on the in-breath, breathing out on the out-breath. And this time, as you breathe in, I invite you to breathe in relaxation to every part of your body. And as you breathe out, let go of anything that doesn't serve you in this moment. Let go of any thoughts of things that you need to do, your to-do list. Allow that to go on the out-breath, allowing you to be fully here, fully present with your breath, allowing yourself to relax and rest your nervous system for just 5 minutes as we do this meditation. And notice any resistance within your body, within your energy, any need to push through the meditation to do something. Just notice what's going on for you. Or maybe for you, you're noticing that you're able to fully relax, fully be in this moment with your breath. And as you rest here in deep relaxation, just notice where your hands are. They relaxed in your lap or next to you. Noticing the parts of your body resting on what you're sitting on, what you're resting on, and just noticing where your feet are. Are they on the floor? And seeing if you can bring an element of softness into your body. And as you breathe softly and gently here, again bringing in full awareness with your breath, breathing in on the inhale, breathing out on the exhale, and setting the intention to start to bring yourself back round, moving your fingers, your toes, and slowly coming back to opening your eyes when you feel ready to do so.
Hello everyone, and we're back and we're live, and it's just me now. But I'm really pleased that you all had the opportunity to ask questions to Jay and Adrian, and I'm really excited to say that we had a little chat offline, and we were talking about this VIP live. So if you are part of the VIP group with SPTV Live, then we are going to be doing a separate show via Zoom. So yeah, keep your ears peeled for that. So I hope everyone enjoyed the meditation. I hope that just gave you a moment just to come into stillness and relaxation. Nicola, I've just seen your comment, so thank you. And obviously you're saying bye to Adrian and Jay, so they will see that in the comments. But thank you for joining, and thank you for your comments. So yeah, I'd love to hear how everyone found the meditation, if anyone's got any feedback, or if anyone's got any questions with regards to how they found it, because some people, I know for me in the early days of meditation, I really struggled with meditation, and because my idea was that my mind needs to be clear and there needs to be no sounds around me and things like that. So I actually had this belief I couldn't meditate, and it took me a very long time of me actually, probably about 8 to 10 years, and I found something called mindful meditation, and that's the meditation that I use now to really bring awareness to my breath, my body, which is what you would notice in the meditation that I did. I bring a lot of awareness to the breath and a lot of awareness to the body, because that is what really helps to just, I suppose, settle the nervous system and accept everything around us. So if anybody's got any questions or any comments, or even if they found it just deeply relaxing, I'd love to hear from you. And so the meditation, so you can do a meditation for as short a period as you want or as long. And obviously what I'm sharing with you through these Living Well Today with Adele shows, it's just a 5-minute meditation, but you can do a meditation for as long or as little as you wish. And some people, me included, some days sitting down in a meditation isn't right for what I need in that moment. And sometimes doing a walking meditation or swimming, if you're doing swimming and you're combining your the strokes of your arms in the water and in meditation in action, which is what I found so beneficial through the mindful meditation, and that's where it all clicked into place for me. Identifying okay, so I was just reading your comment, Crystal Rose. I'm not sure if that's your real name, but that's a lovely name, Crystal Rose. So you've said that the meditation cut off halfway through, but you found it relaxing. That's amazing. So I think from our side, it's the producer Richard said that it was running from our side. So I'm not sure if it was just a glitch on your side or if others found that as well. But thank you for sharing, and I'm pleased that you at least got to listen to half of it and you still found that it was relaxing. So that's amazing that you were able to feel that and experience that. And so at least you've had 5 minutes of just not having to think or listen or do anything. You just, obviously you're listening to the meditation, but you're just more focusing on relaxing. So fabulous. And thank you for your comment, and thank you for staying on for the meditation. Okay, so I think, Richard, are there any other comments? Okay. Okay, so okay, so it sounds like it happened to a few people. Oh, we just lost connection halfway through. Okay, so it sounds like you all experienced the same thing, but then it did come back and it was still nice. Thank you, Victoria, and all of the other ladies that commented and stayed on for the meditation. So I'm pleased that you got to experience that, even if it did cut out halfway through. So thank you for staying on for the meditation. And yeah, I think all that's left is just to send you so much love. Oh, there's one thing that I needed to mention, which is tickets for Bognor Regis is still available. Richard, did you want to tell me just a little bit more about that? Because I know that there's some people in my community that are here, but they wouldn't know about the Bognor Regis thing. Okay. Okay, so there is a demonstration for mediumship at the Bognor Regis, what did you say, Bognor Regis Spiritual Centre, and it's £10 a ticket. So for anybody that wasn't aware of that, and it's this Saturday, did you say? Yeah, with 3 mediums. There we go. So fabulous. So if anybody's looking for something to do on Saturday and you wanted to come along, it sounds like it'd be nice. You'll have 3 mediums for the price of £10, and they'll be doing mediumship. So there we go. Thank you, everyone. Richard, was there anything else you wanted? Say that one again. So there's just a little reminder that we've got Ashley Robinson, who is on at 8 p.m. tonight. So that's another live show. So if you're around, do dial into that one as well. Otherwise, I just wanted to say thank you so much and send you so much love for being with me today again for the second show. And yeah, if you know anybody that would benefit from the talk that we've done today and the conversation that we've had with Jay and Adrian, please do share, because it just would be amazing to get this out to as many people as we can. So sending you so much love, Sherry, as well. Shared with love. Oh, thank you. Fabulous. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. So I just wanted to say, if anybody wanted to connect with me, especially if I noticed some people were saying that they're in the Surrey area. So if you are close to Camberley, do connect with me, because then you could come to the holistic community and it would be lovely to connect with you in person. You would very, very much be welcome. So send you so much love. And if you'd like to connect with me between now and our next show, which is in 2 weeks' time, please feel free to send me a friend request or connect with me through the Facebook page. I'd love to connect with you. So I'm sending you love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.